Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
So I am wanting a great startup advice on how to start paying off my student loans. I am 25 years old, and I am on the end of my road to become a licensed therapist. And between the ages of 21 to 23, there was a lot of struggles, unfortunately, to the point I was possibly stealing food, risk of homelessness. And when I had found out about refund checks, I was accepting multiple loans just to live off of those refund checks, from ranging of $4,000 to about $7,000. And now being 25, I have about $135,000 in student debt. I'm not out of college or graduate school yet, but I'm wanting to go ahead and start tackling this.
Yeah, that was a real common thing I used to see. They've kind of curbed it over the last few years, but there used to be lines of students that come out and register for classes, get the loan check, and then cancel their classes, and it would just float them to the next semester and then float to the next semester.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the crummy part. You're not going to like our answer.
Oh.
You're going to have to work really hard and make a whole bunch of money to pay that stuff off.
Okay.
There's not. I mean, I know that sounds so annoying. I remember one time in grad school, I asked a guy who came in, and you've probably done this too. It was in a counseling class, and he was a professional, had a big successful practice, and I said, "Hey, how do you make six figures as a counselor?" And the room kind of gasped, because you're not supposed to ask that question, because it's supposed to be all altruistic and kind. And
I'd do it for free.
Yeah, and he looked at me and he said, "You're not gonna like my answer," just like I said to you. And I said, "Okay, go for it." And he said, "You got to work really, really hard, and you got to be really, really good at being a counselor. And you got to take clients on Sundays. You got to take clients at 6 o'clock in the morning, because that's the only time they can get in there before work. And you got to work really, really hard. And if you become very, very good at what you do, people will pay you to come help them."
I absolutely agree. That is one thought I was having, because unfortunately in the state of Tennessee, a typical counselor's salary is only about $50,000 to $60,000 a year.
So I'm in Tennessee.
That's why I went.
Here's what you have to choose. You have to choose to not be typical.
Mm.
And so the typical counselor follows a particular track, and those are my friends. That's my community. That's my world. And so I don't hate on that one bit. But if you want to get your head out above the clouds, you got to do some things that are going to put your head out above the clouds, which means you got to do things differently. You got to do groups. You got to do early mornings on Sundays and late nights on Saturday nights, and you got to do things that other people don't want to do or can't do.
Probably other jobs in between your sessions.
Exactly right. While you're building your client base, you got to do other jobs, and not have enough arrogance to say, "Well, I'm a licensed counselor. I don't do Uber." You have to have the ego to say, "I'm about helping people. And I can't help my clients if I'm worried about how I'm going to get my bills paid. And so I'm going to work like BANAS all across the board, and there's no job too small for me, and I'm going to get it done." And then what you'll find is you become an amazing therapist, because you begin meeting clients where they are at 6 o'clock in the morning, at 5. I used to see clients 6 o'clock in the morning. That's the only time she could meet. And so I was like, cool, I'll be there.
I absolutely do love that.
How much further do you have to finish this program?
I will be done with my classes by May, and then I'm starting my internship May 26th to November 2nd.
And then you got several years.
Is that a paid internship or?
No, this is unpaid internship, but I already have a full-time job at another treatment center.
When does that start?
How much does it pay?
When is that starting in November?
No, so I'm currently working a full-time job right now, but my unpaid internship starts May 26th.
Okay.
And so you're gonna have a season where you're just gonna have to scratch and claw and make it work, because you're working full time, you're doing a great thing, and you got to get your internship hours just to graduate, and then you're gonna have to do your 3,000 hours after that, right? After you pass your exams.
Yes.
So what are you making right now?
I make roughly about $42,000 a year.
Good. And what will you be making at this new job? Do you know?
Roughly about just the same. Just because right now for mental health technicians, that's just what I work as. It's going to be about $22 an hour.
So after all of this school, you're going to make the same? Is that what you're telling me, or am I hearing it wrong?
Oh, okay. So for a therapist, it would really depend ultimately on the agency, to where hopefully I can try to make about 55 to 60,000.
But that's
my dream to start off with.
Yeah, but that's only at the agency. You're going to have to also see clients on Saturdays and Sundays and Monday mornings and Tuesday nights.
Yes.
You owe $100,000.
$135,000 making $50,000 is going to take you a decade to pay off if you're lucky.
Can't do that.
And that's not a plan. I want to see you debt free in a few years, not 10 or 12. And so that means, like John said, getting that income way up and also not going further into debt. So here's the advice that you may be shocked to hear. I would not begin paying off your debt. Your goal should be to stop the bleeding and to not go into any more debt. So have you already paid all the way through this program, or do you still owe more?
I have not paid all the way through yet.
How much is remaining?
But I believe, oh gosh, it's still, you talking about for my student loans itself?
Well, you owe 135. Are you going to go take out more student loans to finish this program?
No.
So you're done. We're done taking out debt.
Yes.
Are you using debt in any other area of your life? Do you have a credit card?
No, I do not have. The only credit card I do have is Care Credit, just for my dog to take him to his yearly vet appointments.
Okay. And you don't have any other debt outside of the student loans? No car
I do
payment?
have a car loan.
How much is that?
That is about, I have the exact number right here. I have about $10,000 left on that.
Okay. And what's the monthly payment?
And then that is about $350 a month.
All right. So when you're ready to pay off the debt, when you're through this program and you haven't taken on any more debt and you've got this down, then we can begin paying it off. And you're going to do this in order of smallest to largest balance, ignoring the interest rate. And I'm guessing all these student loans, you probably have like 11 or 12 student loans if you broke them all out?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so don't do any consolidation here. Focus on attacking the smallest debt, whatever's next. If the next debt is $1,000, let's attack that with all the extra margin we can get with our newfound income from working extra. That's how you're going to pay this thing off. But again, it's going to take a whole lot more income.
Okay. And the good thing is that I also I don't really know though how to quite use it. I did get a life coach and spiritual coach certification to maybe open up another side business as well.
That's what I'm talking about. You're going to have to be I love that you're getting the experience in the field at a treatment center. That's some of the best experience you could possibly get. I love it because you're going to get to interact with wealthy clients and clients that don't have any money. You're going to get to see everybody, right? You get to see how systems work, and you're going to get to work with top-notch physicians and psychologists and crummy counselor. You're going to see everybody. That's fantastic. But yes, you're going to have to use every hustle move you've got to see any kind of client all day, every day. You're going to be exhausted. But you've dug yourself a $130,000 hole. And so we're going to use all of your certificates, all of your extra things, and you're going to meet clients where they are all across the board. And you're going to work and you're going to work and you're going to work. And you're going to become very, very good. And you're going to get this stuff paid off quick.
Hang on the line, Haley. We're going to send you Financial Peace University. Watch all 9 lessons. It's going to put a pep in your step and give you the financial literacy you need to actually get through this.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.